welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys, and now also a dog. Yes, and you are so welcome if you have been here before, and welcome if you're here for the first time. I hope that you will enjoy the time here in my knitting corner. And I hope you have something fun to knit on or crochet or something else fun, crafty things to do. And yeah, I hope we will have a nice time together. This is episode 59. And I always forget to say what episode it is, but today is episode 59. And of course I will have timestamps as always on the episode, and I will have information about everything I talk about in the description box below this episode. As always, I will start with what I'm wearing. It's a finished project since last time. And it was also cast on after last episode, so you haven't seen it on the needles. But it's the Monday sweater by Petiteknit. I wasn't planning to knit this project for a while, but the yarn just called for me, and the project called for me, so I just had to listen and cast on. And it went by so fast. It was a lot of fun to knit. The Monday sweater, it's just a basic sweater, easy raglan sweater, nothing fancy about it, but still so much fun to knit. It was an easy project, and I used my leftovers from my advent calendar last year. I had a calendar from Through the Wardrobe yarn. It was Narnia inspired. It was called Back Through the Wardrobe. I knitted a Advent cardigan with my advent in December, but I had a lot of leftovers after that project. So I held it together with a drop skid silk in the color chalk and number 38, I believe. I've knitted the size small on needles 3.5 and 4.5, US 4 and 7. And this is how it looks. It's a lot of colors, but I will show you. And the reason it was so much fun was because it is a lot of colors. So it was a lot of ends to weave in, a lot of ends. I've used all the 24 colors. So, and of course it was the body with a lot of ends. It was both sleeves. So it took some time to weave them all in, but it was worth it because I love this sweater. It's such a cozy knit. Yeah, it's nothing much to say about it. It has a very wide raglan, which I really like. So there is several stitches between the increases, and other than that, it's just very simple with short rows. You have a double edge neckline. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but you fold it and knit it together to make it double, which I quite like. And there are very long ribbings on the arm and on the body. My ribbings on the arm or sleeves, not the arm, the sleeves are longer than in the pattern because I wanted to use all the 24 colors. I've done that on the body. So of course I wanted that too on the arms, the sleeves. So it's a little bit, it's a couple of centimeters longer, but that's okay. I think it's very cozy to drag the sleeves down like this, and I can always just fold them up when I am doing the dishes or something else like that. So that's not a problem. yeah, so I'm very happy with this. It weighs 390 grams. I used almost all of the scraps from the advent. The rest I used in my 2 Scrappy blankets. So I have nothing left. So I'm very, very happy that I used all of my yarn from the advent. Yeah, it's very fluffy. I don't know what it is with this mohair. I'm not sure if you can see how fluffy it is. I feel like an Angora rabbit or something. Mohair goat, maybe. Yeah, this is Drops Kid Silk, and I'm not used to it being this fluffy, but this one was very... That's okay. Maybe I can... I've heard you can put the sweater in the freezer, and that can help. I'm not sure if it's true. Never tried it. Yeah, but otherwise I still love it a lot. So I'm going to wear it, and I think it's a lot of fun with all the different colors. So that's my first FO today. My second one is the Peaks and Valleys scarf. Peaks and Valleys scarf by Janet D. Russell. It's a free pattern on Ravelry for a very easy, nice scarf. It's almost 2.5 meters long. Now I folded it double. Ooh. And it has this very nice, just yarn overs. Who makes this peaks and valleys with just garter stitches on the edges. I've knitted this in Senta by Permin. It's 30% silk. No, sorry, 30% wool. Let's start that one more time. 50% wool, 30% silk, and 20% nylon. And it's very soft. When I washed it, it just softened up so much. This is going to be a prize at the raffle that we are going to have at our church in a few weeks. So hopefully someone can win this and be happy with it. You can take it around a couple of times and you still have a little scarf hanging down. So I thought it was very nice. It's not a very, I don't think it's very warm, like a winter scarf, but I'm thinking maybe for spring. Here in Norway, spring can be cold, so maybe it can be a nice scarf for spring, hopefully. It weighs 109 grams, and the yarn was just a couple of balls that I had left over, balls of yarn that I had left over from a cardigan that I knit for last year or the year before. Can't remember. Last year. Yes. Knitted on 4mm US 6. Yeah. And what I learned when I blocked and I pinned it down with small pins, I learned that I need to put blocking combs on my wish list. I'm not sure if you call it blocking combs. We call that blocking combs in Norwegian, but you know, those with several needles in one comb. Because here you see that the pins makes it be kind of ruffly on the edges. And I believe that if I use those combs, it will be easier to even it out. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's done. I'm happy. I have a pair of socks done since the last time because I am trying to knit a lot of socks this year. This is pair number 3 done for this year. It's the Cassandra socks by Mclean. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I've knitted these in Drops Fabel in the color 300 brown. I knitted the size 1 on needles 2.25 US 1. And it's a very nice cable pattern on the front of them, so I will try to show you. And on the sides it's taken, you lift a stitch over a couple of stitches to make this beautiful mock cable, maybe you can call it that, I don't know. Yeah, so very nice, and it was a great pattern to follow. I have used heel flapping gusset on these, and I think they look very nice. It's a folded cuff. On the top you knit here, I don't know how long, but you knit for a while, and then you fold it over and knit it together before you knit the rest of the foot, or not the foot, the leg. Yeah, so I'm very happy with these. These are going in my gift basket for someone to get at some point. My last FO today is some Christmas ornaments. I am knitting socks on Mondays. On Tuesdays I knit Christmas ornaments because I have a goal to go on a Christmas market in December and sell Christmas ornaments or other stuff that I have knitted. Yeah. So here are some merry mini trees. It's a pattern from Traveling Knits. So I have 6 finished 3 trees here. They are knitted in different scraps. It's Drops Daisy, Drops Charisma. I also use some Kinross 4-ply. I have one that has a little bit of sparkle. Yeah. And I filled them with some, I have it actually here, IKEA pillow that I just opened and just used the filling inside for different things like these. Because that was something I had and I didn't need that pillow inserts for anything else, so that's what I've used. This is a really quick and fast knit. I use about 8 grams of yarn for 1 tree, and I think I use 1 hour to knit up one. Yes. This one, I tried to use up all my scraps, and I had 8 grams of this, but you also need a little bit of ends on each side, so I probably needed, maybe you need 9 grams. That will of course change with your gauge and everything. I haven't gauge swatched for this, I never do, but so on the top of this one I actually just took some white. I hope that it will look like some snow on the top of the tree. Yeah. So perfect for scraps, and there will be made more of these. It was very fun, quick knit, fun as a little palette cleanser also. Let's talk about some whips. I have 4 current whips on my needles and a couple of blankets as well. But this you have seen several times. It's still not done. It's the Klee sweater by Midori Hirose. I'm knitting this in Hillesvåg Vilja 402 beige. It's a gorgeous yarn. I love it. Together with a lot of minis that I had, and also some Rauma finull. And now I am on the ribbing on the body, so something is happening. But it goes by slowly because the needles are tiny. It's 2.5 millimeter needles on this ribbing, and 3 millimeter and 3.75 millimeter I have used for the color work. So that is US 1.5, US 2.5 and 5. But it goes slow but steadily, or steady, yeah, something like that. I'm sure you understand my English Norwegian, or Norwegian English. Yes, so I only knitted about 0.5 centimeters on the ribbing while I was at choir practice with my son. And I have about 7.5 centimeters left to knit on the ribbing before I can start to knit on the sleeves. So knitting the size small. And yeah, hopefully this will be, I'm showing it the wrong way. This is the front. Because here are some short rows. I haven't tried it on yet. I know I should. I really should, but I haven't. So I see that it's bunching a little bit in the color work. So I hope it will even out when I wash it and lay it down to dry. I always dry my knits flat. Hopefully it will even out. Because I think you see here as well, quite bunchy. Yeah, so I hope that it will be okay. Yeah. I try to be mindful when I have knitted on this color work that it won't be too tight, but I don't know. We'll see. But at least this is starting to see a finish line. I hope I can be done with it next time, maybe even wear it, but we'll see. It is no rush, but it would be a good feeling to be done with it. I have had it on the needle since about the start of November last year, I think, so it would be nice to be done. The next one is a very slow going project. It's a project or a sweater that I'm knitting for a friend of mine. It's the Kløver sweater by Scrappy. It's a Norwegian company, I think, who really focus on very oversized sweaters, often with a lot of color work, and this is exactly that. Yes. Yes, that was stupid of me. I have just filmed my Norwegian podcast episode, and I had this stitch marker down here, about here, to show you how much I had knitted since last time, and then I moved it without thinking up here. That was stupid because I hadn't shown you guys. But it was about here, I think, down here. So I have knitted about this much since last time. So not very much. It's a slog. It really is. I'm not having too much fun with it, to be honest. I'm knitting it in a yarn called Suri from Scrappy. It's Norwegian lamb's wool, and to be honest, this is such a dry yarn. I feel like my hands are drying out while I'm knitting with this. Yeah, and it's not so enjoyable to knit with. So, and it's a lot of color work. It takes a lot of mind capacity, which I don't always have. So it's about 2 or 3 rows every time I knit on it, because that's all I have the energy for, to be honest. So it goes by really slow, but my friend said I can use as much time as I want to. I'm knitting the size small on needles 4mm US 6. Yeah. So we'll see. This will definitely not be finished next time. This will take a long time, and it's knitted bottom up, which I'm not a fan of. But it looks nice. I think it looks very nice. Like you see, it's size small, but it's very oversized. And now I'm losing stitches as well, of course. Even though I had a stitch stopper on here, I pulled it off. Oh no, oh no, no, oh no. Oh, all well, all is well. Yes. The next two things are new things new cast on since last time. Since I'm done with this, I had to cast on a new pair of socks. And if you've been here before, you know I have a jar full of little notes in there with names of almost all the sock patterns that I have in my Ravelry library, which was about between 75 and 80 patterns. And so I picked a new note, and it said "On the Fence Socks" by Lange. Another free pattern on Ravelry, which has a beautiful color work motif on there. I am only on the first sock. So I am using Sandnes Sisu in a green color. It's number 9573. Yeah, I said it was Sandnes Sisu. And also Fjord Fibers Trollfjord sock in the color light gray. So those two together. Yeah, it's a very nice, easy colorwork motif, and it will also come again on the foot before the toe. And I use the green also as a contrast on the heel. And I think maybe also on the toe, I will see. Maybe not, when I think about it, because the colorwork is coming here. Yeah, so maybe not, we'll see. Yes. Heel flap and gusset. Yes. Nothing more to say, I think. Using 2.25mm needles, which is US 1, and on the color work I have used 2.5, which is US 1.5. Very nice pattern. The problem is for me now that I want all of these socks for myself. But I don't need a lot of socks. Actually, I have a lot already. So I have to try and knit a few different sizes. But it's so hard. I think they look so nice and I want them. But I should try and knit some other sizes, because it's nice to have for gifts also. The last whip I will show you today is just a little scarf called The Simple Thing by Melina Brell. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's another knit that I am knitting for this raffle or fundraiser that we are going to have in our church. But I have to knit this as fast as I can if I'm going to use it as a prize, because it's only 2 weeks away, I think. This is the Simple Thing scarf. Yes, it's knitted in scraps again. Drops alpaca 8903 black, together with the Drops Kid Silk number 2, which is also black. And I know I don't have enough of the Drops alpaca, so I think I will use some Filcolana Avetta when I'm done with that, I think that will, together with the drops kid silk, I don't think it will make a big difference. Hopefully. I just want to use up the stuff I have here at home. Yeah, it's an easy scarf, just garter on needles 4mm US 6. And I have this stitch marker to show me the front, and it's an I-cord edging on the sides. Yeah, easy scarf. Will be, I increase not as often as the pattern says. I increase every 10th round, but in the pattern it says it's a free pattern, so I can tell you it's every 4th, I think. So I want a longer scarf and not as wide. Yeah, so that is the last thing I have on the needles. I don't have any yarn joy to show you today. I did get some drops kid silk into my stash since last time. The drops kid silk for this sweater, and also some brown drops kid silk. If you were here in Vlogmas, you saw that I frogged a sweater, my husband's sweater, that was knitted in alpaca yarn, and it had grown so much. It was just way too big for him. So I bought some kid silk to hold together with that yarn. And I don't have any research to back this up, but I'm hoping that the yarn won't grow as much when I hold it together with some kid silk. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if my husband wants a sweater with the kid silk in it, but we'll see. If not, I will use the yarn for something else, a sweater for me. But I hope that I can knit him something, since the yarn was meant for a sweater for him. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have any immediate plans. That being said, I do have a lot of plans, but I don't know what I will start to knit on next. And when I'm done with some of these things that I'm knitting on now. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I have so many project plans and yarn for so much that I just, yeah, we'll see what's next. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to recommend a podcast for you guys. It's a Norwegian lady. She has a Norwegian podcast, and she's wonderful to watch. She's called Heidi. Her podcast is called Ting jeg trenger. And in English, that means Things I Need. She put out a little vlog in English recently. It's only about 5-6 minutes long. So I just want to recommend you take a look at her little vlog. Hopefully she will come with more, maybe even podcasts. I don't know what her plan is, but she's a wonderful lady. She's a designer. She designs beautiful things, socks, shawls. She has a sweater design, which is wonderful, color work. And she knits a lot of vintage patterns. She knits Norwegian traditional knits, and a lot of other things too. So take a look at Heidi's little vlog. I will link it below, of course, so it's easy for you to find. Yeah, can highly recommend. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, wonderful designer and knitter. So yeah, just wanted to recommend her little vlog. That's everything I had for you guys today. Hope you had a nice time together with me. I really appreciate all of you, and that you take some of your day to spend together with me. That means a lot. Thank you for all your warm, encouraging comments, and for your thumbs up, and for subscribing. If you're not already subscribed but you would like to, I would highly appreciate it. It just means that I am able to share my love for knitting to more people out there. So that would be great if you would consider subscribing. But I'm just happy that you're here. I hope you're well. Take care, stay safe, and happy knitting. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye, my friends.